So I think it's fair to say that we need to catch up because some pretty big things have been happening around here. Hello there everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. I cannot believe that I'm about to sit down and film this video. I've had a very wild 2 weeks, kind of in a little bit of a dream bubble, and now things have finally settled down a little bit and it feels like my reality. But as you can tell from the title of today's video, it doesn't require much of an introduction because, long story short, myself and Charlie have recently got engaged and I am over the moon and still do feel like I'm dreaming a little bit, but not to the extent where I can't sit down and put my words together and film a video about it, which I am so excited to do, by the way, because when this happened it wasn't something that I spoke about on my YouTube channel, even though I was filming a weekly vlog at the time, because I knew I would want to sit down and have a chat with you all, fill you in on all of the details. And so it's not something that I've mentioned on my channel yet, and I'm really excited to do so today. So if you don't follow me on any other social media platforms, then this will probably be the first time you're finding out about the news, so apologies if that's a little bit of a bombshell that's just exploded in your face. But I'm very excited to say that 2 weeks ago now, myself and Charlie, whilst we were on holiday in Amalfi, got engaged, and it was honestly everything I could have ever dreamt of or wanted or asked for. It was crazy. And so as I've kind of came home and we've told people, our friends, our family, our colleagues, people have been asking very similar questions. So I thought it would be fun for me to sit down and answer some of the questions that I've been asked the most. So I've got a list here of 7 questions that I'm going to work through, and I just still can't believe I'm doing it. This is so exciting. I think this is the biggest thing that has happened to me for God knows how long, for a very long time, and I can't believe I'm sitting down and actually talking about it. This is mad, absolutely mad. But before I go off on a ramble, let's check out the first question, shall we? And it's the one that every single person has asked because of course I want to know the details, and it is, how did it happen? So as I've already said, 2 weeks ago we were on holiday in Italy and we were staying in Amalfi, and for the day we decided to go across to Positano on a day trip. And when we got there, we didn't really have any plans, or so I thought, stupidly. And so the first thing we decided to do was climb up to a viewpoint. It was still quite early in the morning, so it wasn't that busy. There was probably about 5 or 6 other people there trying to take photos and stuff. So we joined in the queue, we took our photos, and as we were kind of thinking, okay, we're done here, we noticed that a little bit further up the hill there was a slightly quieter spot where there wasn't anybody there. And so I said, let's go up there and take some more photos before we climb back down and get some lunch. And so once we'd arrived at the new spot, we took some more pictures, and before I knew it, there was a ring in front of me, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe it, because I had no kind of hints, if you like, at that point that that was going to happen. I didn't expect it. It was just a moment between the two of us. There was nobody else around, and it's not something that we took photos or videos of because it's just nice, I think personally, to share it between the two of you. And so that is what we did. We stayed up there for a little bit of time afterwards, just taking in the views, and it was then that Charlie kind of said to me that we had a photographer booked for the evening to take some engagement pictures, which I am so happy we did. They are so beautiful. So that is kind of the lowdown on how it happened. And the next question that people seem to ask me following that is, did you expect it? Now, I've already kind of touched on this. Overall, I didn't expect it at all. This is a milestone that we've obviously spoken about as a couple previously to this, and I'm always someone that likes to plan ahead and have kind of goals for the future, and I do like a timeline to a certain extent. And so we had already discussed that within the next 2 years this is something that we would kind of like to happen. And if I'm being honest, I would have expected it next summer, but that was kind of Charlie's reasoning of doing it now, because it's not something that you should really expect. It's supposed to be a bit more of a surprise, and I just think we were in the perfect place. It was the perfect opportunity, so why not? We can have a slightly longer engagement and enjoy the engagement bubble, which is really exciting and quite a nice bubble to be in. Okay, let's have a little look at the list and see what else we've got. Oh, this one, do you like the ring? This is something that a lot of people have asked me and I didn't expect them to, but now I'm engaged I can see why it's such a popular question, because somebody has gone out and bought something on your behalf that you're going to be wearing hopefully every single day for the rest of your life. And for me, I absolutely adore my ring. If I went to the shop and purchased one myself, it would have probably been exactly the same as this, if not very, very similar. I don't really wear jewellery that often, and when I do, I always go for quite like a simple design. I don't like anything too complex or extravagant, and so I was always going to be the type of girl that just wanted a quite simple ring that is timeless and classic and I can wear with every single outfit and it will never look out of place. So this for me is perfect and it's everything that I would have picked for myself, which I'm just so happy about, and it goes to show that Charlie knows me so well. So those are all of the questions that I kind of have based on the event, if you like, of getting engaged, and the next set are more based around marriage and wedding ceremonies and after parties, which to me just feels like loads of machine gun bullets hitting me in the chest because we've not really got that far. So one thing that people have been asking is, when will we get married? And this is something that is slightly easier to answer. I think both myself and Charlie are slightly more leaning towards a summery wedding, not in the heat of summer, because we all know that I am one very sweaty gal and could not survive the day, but maybe like at the start of summer or at the end. And we don't really want to drag the engagement out any longer than it needs to. So if we can't get married next summer, then I would definitely try and aim for the summer afterwards. So by 2024 I should be a wife, which is scary to say and exciting to say and sounds weird to say that I'm going to be somebody's wife, but hopefully by the end of 2024 there should be an additional ring on this finger, which is so exciting. Another question that was really popular for us to be asked is, what will the wedding be like? Where will it be held? All of those sorts of details. Have you got a date set? And as I've already mentioned, it is still quite early on for us to kind of be discussing that with other people because we've not fully decided on things ourselves, and that is something that myself and Charlie are going to discuss not right now, because as you already know, we're kind of in the middle of moving house, so that's another big thing that's happening. And I think once we've moved house and we're a little bit more settled, that's when we can start properly thinking about wedding planning. And I can buy myself one of those beautiful wedding planners that I see people have, and they're so organised and it's all very pretty, and I can't wait for that time. I'm very excited, but for now we're not really discussing our plans with people just because we're not set on them as a couple, and that's something that we want to make sure that we're very confident on before we start telling people, buy your hat, don't buy your hat, or buy this, buy that. You know, it's something that we kind of want to decide as a pair before we divulge that to anybody else. But the next question, which I will answer, is what sort of dress will I wear? And to be honest, I really don't know. I think a lot of people have said to me that you don't know what wedding dress you're going to wear until you go to the shop and you try on lots of different ones, and a lot of people have said that they've gone in with an idea of what they would like and they've walked out with something completely different that they would never have expected. And I think I'm probably going to be the same. I have an idea of what I would like. Something that I like in my everyday dresses is for it kind of to come in here and then flow out around the stomach area, because that is something I'm a bit self-conscious of. And I suppose I would just be looking for something similar in a wedding dress, because it's more important to me that I feel comfortable all day wearing something than how it kind of looks, because for me to feel comfortable in my skin is the most important thing. So I'll be basing my decision, or the ones that I first try on that, I suppose. If anyone's got any, you know, wedding dress trying on advice, then leave it down below and it'll be something I can come back to in the future. I would appreciate it. But yeah, for now it's just not something that I'm very sure on. And then I've actually reached the last question. Will we go on a honeymoon? And again, it's just one of those ones that I've not even given a thought to be honest. I've not really thought about getting married yet and the plans for that, as I've already said. So I've definitely not skipped ahead and gone to thinking about the honeymoon. I would like to go on a honeymoon, like if I'm first thinking about it now, like it's something that I would like to do, but I don't really know where or when. So again, it's just something that depends on lots of different factors of like when we get married, what's the weather like, where do we want to go, because if we were to get married in like June and then you want to go to Australia for your honeymoon, you're not going to go to Australia in June because it's not the right season to do so. So there's lots of factors that come into play, and as I said, it's not really something that I've thought about, but it is definitely something that I would like to do. But yeah, as I said, that was actually the last question that I've got written down on my little list. If you have any more, then do comment them down below and I will try my best to answer them. But for now, I think I'm going to bring the video to a close because I don't really have any more updates for you, and I think that has rounded up the whole engagement quite nicely, so I'm going to kind of leave it there. And I suppose the next time that I will update you on all things wedding will probably be once we've moved into the house and got settled, as I said. So it will be a little while now, but I'm definitely excited to start planning things and sharing as much with you as I want to, or I can share with you. It's going to be an exciting chapter, and there's definitely some exciting things coming in 2024. I can already feel it now that I've got this ring on my finger. But thank you very much for watching, thank you for joining us on this journey, and thank you to everyone who has wished us congratulations. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video as well. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe down below, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon in the next one. Goodbye.